A Roman legion functioned as a self-sustaining, mobile city. With 5,000 heavily armed men, specialized engineers, medics, and complex supply chains, it was a terrifyingly efficient military machine. And among Rome's military elite, Legio IX Hispana, the Ninth Legion, was one of the oldest and most respected formations in the empire. Their battle record stretched back to the 1st century BC. These men fought directly under Julius Caesar during his brutal campaigns in Gaul. A century later, when Emperor Claudius ordered the invasion of Britain in AD 43, the Ninth Legion was chosen for the vanguard. Britain was a hostile frontier. In AD 60, Queen Boudica united local tribes in a massive uprising, ambushing the Ninth and wiping out nearly their entire infantry division. Yet the Legion survived even that. The empire funneled in reinforcements, and the Ninth returned to active duty. After surviving Boudica, they seemed indestructible, which makes what happened next incredibly difficult to explain. Fast forward to AD 108. The Legion is stationed in Eboracum, modern-day York, helping construct a massive stone fortress. We know they were there because they literally carved their name and the date into the stone. Then the trail abruptly stops. No further official military records from the British province ever mention the Ninth Legion again. To explain the sudden silence, historians developed a compelling theory. The Legion marched north, deep into the unconquered territory of Scotland. There, the story goes, they were trapped in the fog, ambushed by fierce Caledonian tribes, and entirely slaughtered. The loss was supposedly so humiliating that imperial officials quietly erased them from the records. People accepted this massacre in the mist narrative for centuries. It provides a clean, cinematic conclusion to the story of a famous army. But 20th century archaeology completely ruins that tidy ending. This map traces a shift in physical evidence, moving from York, crossing the sea, and landing in Nijmegen, Netherlands. Archaeologists found roof tiles and equipment there stamped with the Ninth Legion's insignia, dated well after they supposedly died in Scotland. The math is straightforward. If soldiers manufactured building materials in mainland Europe in the 2nd century, the Legion did not vanish in the Scottish Highlands. At least some left Britain alive. Surviving the British frontier completely rewrites the mystery. We aren't looking for a muddy battlefield. We are dealing with a logistical puzzle spread across an entire continent. So if 5,000 highly trained soldiers weren't massacred in Scotland, where did they actually go? One high-probability scenario involves Rome's eastern borders. The empire fought brutal, destructive wars against the Parthian Empire, and the Ninth may have been transferred east into the meat grinder of those conflicts. This diagram illustrates an alternative, administrative theory. Instead of dying in combat, the Legion could have been slowly dismantled. Over decades, detachments of engineers and cavalry are reassigned. Small groups are absorbed into other units until the Ninth ceases to exist. The final possibility is the most mundane of all. Their final deployments were correctly recorded, but those specific papyrus records simply rotted away. A slow bureaucratic dissolution or degraded paperwork lacks the thrill of a massive cover-up. But in vast, complex organizations, boring administrative realities usually explain far more than dramatic myths. The Roman Empire operated through meticulous logistics. They tracked taxes, grain shipments, and troop movements with obsessive detail. This administrative machine allowed them to build enduring monuments that still scar the landscape today. But the paper trail behind those structures is incredibly delicate. We construct massive portions of ancient history based entirely on whatever scattered documents or broken stones managed to survive 2,000 years of fire, weather, and decay. The Ninth Legion didn't evaporate. The data simply expired. These soldiers fought, lived, and eventually marched into a historical blind spot. It is a sobering reminder that no matter how powerful an institution is, it is only ever one lost archive away from disappearing entirely.